Well, I'm glad you did, and you don't seem terrified, so I think you've overcome that one. And the spontaneity also brings joy, right? Not the terror leaves, and then there's a kind of relief that you were able to express something coherent, even if it's not a question. It was let's say, an offering of an expression of gratitude, which I think is one of the highest ways that we can communicate with each other. So, as I say, it's appreciated. So yes, the first stage of the cessation will be a flickering. It'll be intermittent. But the more you get the taste of the bliss of the real, the less you want to fall back into suffering and illusion. And so there is ever more of a tropism, you could say, in the same way that a flower will naturally turn toward the sunlight to maximize the amount of photosynthesis, and the leaves will turn to face the right angle so that they can retrieve the biophotons. The soul will want to retrieve the divine light and Shakti and accumulate that power, and that leads to then the complete annihilation of the collapsed quantum wave functions that constitute the ego complex, and the avataric realization then takes over. So, and then it becomes the ceaseless cessation. So it can be a gradual process, but it can also happen in an instantaneous lightning bolt. And sometimes it'll happen in an intensification of current, like an electrical current. It's not quite being electrocuted or hit by lightning, but it's an increase of your ability to tolerate that intensity of the divine presence that simply eliminates even the ability to desire to think or to be distracted. It just takes over the consciousness. And then as one reaches the state where one is very glad to surrender to that power and no longer resists it, it becomes a permanent union, you see. So I think you're getting closer and closer to that invitation for the reception of grace, and the lightning bolt will strike, and the ecstasy will become complete and total and ceaseless. Mm-hmm. So thank you for your willingness to open yourself to this path and be transformed by the real. It's a very rare attribute that one has that Shakti tropism sufficiently to want to completely be absorbed into the light.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really like what you said about the flower like turning towards the sun. Mm-hmm. Is that sort of like the tapas being your only desire, or like?
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's it. And then it's one pointed until the sun and the sunflower are one.
Because after you said like, oh, we have some slight hands, I raised mine and I was like, man, I should have jumped up and been like,
yes, that's it. You know? Should be dancing when a question like that is asked. But I appreciate your standing up for the joy of the real.